Hi everyone, and welcome to the Stage 5 betting preview and Stage 4 recap brought to you by goodforthegame.co.za. Well, he did it. Mark Cavendish, who would have thought that he would come out and win another Tour de France stage? And you've got to say, the way this route is lined up, he could win many more. Emotional scenes with Cavendish here. He thought his career was over a couple of years ago. I thought his career was over. And he wasn't even meant to ride in the Tour de France. And he came through and won a bunch sprint like that. It's absolutely superb. It took me back to Tiger Woods' 2019 US Masters win. A great comeback by Cavendish. And you could see how happy all of the other guys in the peloton were for him. One man who probably wasn't that happy was Nasser Bahani, but a much improved showing from him. He was second, Jasper Philipsen in third, and we had Michael Matthews continuing to plug away at that green jersey points. He's fourth, and Peter Sagan was fifth. No sign of my man who I had for the top three, Sonny Cabrelli. He's been a big disappointment in this tour. I don't think I'm going to be putting any more money on him. It's been a tough tour betting-wise for me. The highlight for me has been getting my money back on a bet where Pogacar ran second in one of the stages with World Sports Betting. Anyway, we won't go through all the other classifications. There's not a lot of change except the green jersey, where Cavendish has now stepped into the green jersey, something he has worn many times in the past. A quick look at the outright betting. Pogacar now 13-20, Primož Roglic 5-1, Carapaz 11-2, and Alaphilippe still too short for me there at around about the 12-1 mark. The other jerseys I'll touch on. Mountains, Pogacar continues to shorten in the Mountains jersey, 6-1. He started the tour at 9-1. And then you got the rest 9-1 and better the balance behind him. But the points classification is probably worth a closer look here. We've got Mark Cavendish currently leads. Sagan, he's still plugging away, picking up points at the intermediate. And at some stage in the Mountains is obviously going to try and get out there and get a 20-point in the intermediate with none of his rivals scoring. I don't think he's going to find it that easy this year, though. He's 5-2. You've got Matthews 5-1. Nasser Bahani 11-2. I don't know if he's got the durability to contest for this. Tim Merlier, well, I wouldn't have him at 8-1 because his team aren't even always sprinting for him. And I think he would have been disappointed yesterday that he wasn't the chosen rider there. They instead sprinted for Jasper Philipsen, who's down towards the bottom of the page there at 16-1. And in fact, it's Philipsen I want to focus on. At Kruat Lem on Twitter, he took a bit of 20-1 before yesterday's stage. And he points out that he's he's a durable rider. He can pick up points on the intermediates. And also when his team do sprint for him, is going to be right there in the finish. You see, even when they sprinted for Merlier the other day in that reduced sprint, he actually finished second as well. So I do like that one as well. 16-1. That's not a bad price at all. I also like, I must admit, the chances of Cavendish now. If he's going to go on throughout the tour, you've got to fancy on this form that he can win another couple of stages. And that, of course, is big points. Let's go on to the actual stage now, and I'll touch first on the profile. We've got a 27.2 kilometer individual time trial today. It's a flattish route, but it's not flat. There are actually rolling hills throughout. There's even a 1 kilometer climb at the start here, which should sap some of the energy out the legs. It's not an easy time trial, and it's quite frankly one of the more open time trials I've seen in a Tour de France. So there's a number of reasons for that, and we'll have a look at the betting now. But essentially, you would expect someone who's got a great time trial pedigree to win this one. Whether not expected to play too much of a role, or that there could be some rain about, so it might be a little bit of a lottery as for when the riders start on the stage. Let's have a look at the actual stage betting now. And we've got Wout van Aert. Now, he's obviously been targeting the yellow jersey. He's got to obviously see off Mathieu van der Poel and Alaphilippe, who's actually ahead of him in the standings. He's 16-10 to win the stage. I think he'll be right there. He certainly wants it, but he hasn't had the ideal preparation, what with his appendicitis operation. And having initially been leaning towards him, I'm actually now thinking that Van Aert may not be the man here. One of the EF riders, by the way, this is the day my EF team start making their move for the team competition at 20-1. Well, Stefan Bassiger, he's a good time trialist, a youngster, very much on the up. He's a 3-1 to win this. I certainly give him every chance, or they're not going to be backing him here. Stefan Kung also should be suited by the route, maybe one or two more climbs than he would like, but it's a 9-2. He's in some fine form as well, having won a time trial in the recent Tour de Suisse. Casper Asgreen, and here's the first of my picks, the quick step rider. He loves these sort of rolling courses. He looks to me like he's in pretty good form. I saw him up there. I think it was on stage 2. And I'm going with a 1-unit win on Asgreen at 8-1. If you're watching this video for the first time, a couple of things. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and be careful following my bets because I was yet to hit my first Tour de France winner of 2021. I do have a knack of popping up at some stage with a long price, though, so let's hope I'll get that. But all the more reason to keep your cycling betting small. It's been a crazy start. Not one of the favourites has landed yet in the Tour de France stages. Soren Krach Andersen, he was one of the guys who rescued my 2020 Tour when he won at 50-1. A breakaway stage. He should go well today as well. He's 16-1. Mikkel Berg, 18-1. Rogic, well, he's the joker today. Of course, if he hadn't had that crash, he'd probably be favoured, or at least disputing favouritism with Wout van Aert. But he looks absolutely banged up. But only Rogic knows how he's actually feeling. And trust me, this man knows how to take pain. So I would not be surprised to see Rogic surprising us all and doing a good ride today. Julian Alaphilippe, I expect him to go well today as well. You can hear I actually fancy everyone. It just shows you how open the stage is. 20-1 Alaphilippe. Tadej Pogacar 22-1. I don't think he's going to win it, but I also, of course, expect a big ride from him. And he always amazes us. He always performs above expectations. Geraint Thomas, another one who injury means he's 25-1. We're assuming he's going to battle a little bit with injury there. If he it's a bit like Rogic, if he's not as bad as we think, then 25-1 will be a good price. Lutsenko, he's been in excellent ITT form of late, not normally his speciality. He's 33-1. Brendan McNulty, another good ITT man, is 33-1. And I'm going down the list because I want to find the man that I'm betting on here. And here we go. Rigoberto Urán. He's 50-1. I haven't decided if I'm going to back him to win yet. He won the mountain time trial at the Tour de Suisse, and I was hell of impressed with him. Then he also rides for EF, which somehow or other, they're just brilliant. They get their riders to perform at different levels when they're in the individual time trial. I think they spend a lot of attention on it. And my bet here is Rigoberto Urán at 11-1 for a top 3. So I'm hoping that Urán goes well today, runs into the top 3. I might have a couple of cents on the win as well. But for me, I'm focusing on Urán for the top 3. I'm having a unit on him there. There are, of course, match bets and others available as well. But for now, that's my interest. I'm going to probably get more involved in the mountains, but thoroughly enjoying the tour so far. I hope you are too. And yeah, please give us a subscribe to make sure you don't miss any of our previews. Just from a South African point of view, we got the Durban July coming up this weekend. We'll have a preview up later in the week. Alan Moskrop and Jason Deerkent will be joining me for that one. And of course, we'll have our rugby betting show, The Handicap. That's at 9 o'clock on Thursday night. Go well, everyone, and enjoy the stage.